Hello everybody, welcome to Flannery Genealogy Videos. My name is Brian Flannery. Today we're going to discuss the Ashland Daily Independent newspaper article that was done on the killing of Bob Nichols, the shooting. So we'll just get right into it and read this, and then we'll go back over it, do a little bit more talking. November 19th, 1932, this was front page of the Ashland Daily Independent, and it surprises me that this was on the front page, but it must have been a fairly big deal, and I assume that the type of the shooting it was, and it made for a big headline for sales of the newspaper. That seems like how media is somewhat today. So we'll get right into it and read it. One killed in Greenup County pistol battle. Father of 6 opens fire on Robert Nichols. Flannery gives up, and I think it's funny that they misprinted that somehow. It should be Flannery gives up or Flannery gave up. Says special to Independent, Greenup, Allie Flannery, 38, father of 6 children, shot and killed Robert Nichols, 63, at Flannery's home near Old Town at 4 o'clock yesterday evening. Flannery stated in the interview that he was standing upon his porch with several members of his family when Nichols appeared in the road in front of Flannery's home and opened fire at a distance of about 35 yards. He said Nichols fired 2 shots before he could get into action. Flannery, using a .38 special, fired 3 shots, only one of which took effect. The bullet struck Nichols in the right breast and traveled diagonally across the chest into the heart. The killing was reported by Orrin Womack to Jailer Allen, who informed officials. W.S. Wheatley, County Judge of Greenup, George Crisp, Sheriff and Deputy Sheriff Jake Fisher left immediately for the scene of the killing. They arrived about 8 o'clock last night and found the body still lying in front of the house. W.S. Wheatley acted as coroner, and an inquest was held at the scene of the shooting. The jury's verdict was, quote, "We, the jury, in the inquest of Robert Nichols, being duly sworn and hearing what evidence that was shown, and in examination of the body, find that he came to his death by a gunshot, to wit, in the right breast, ranging from the left at the hands of some unknown person. The jury was composed of W.S. Wheatley, James Wright, L.M. Bowling, Mason McGuire, Watt Hartley, Sam Lemaster, Jacob Fisher. When Nichols was found, he had a 45 caliber single action revolver and a 32 caliber Smith & Wesson. There were 6 empty shells in the 45 caliber and 5 empties in the Smith & Wesson. A 32 was still clutched in his hand, and the 45 was in a shoulder holster. Nichols is survived by 6 children and his widow. 2 daughters, Mrs. Dempsey Williams, lives at Fraser. Another, whose name is unknown, lives at Clay Lick. And a 12-year-old daughter at home. He had 2 sons living in Elliott County and 1 son, Ed, 21, at Frankfort. Nichols moved here from Elliott County about 2 years ago and was renting a farm from Flannery. They are said to have had trouble for the past year. No one seems to know the nature of it. There was one witness to the killing, Leotis Flannery, 18, oldest son of Allie Flannery. Flannery surrendered to officers yesterday evening, waived examining trial before W.S. Wheatley this morning, and executed bond in the sum of $2,000 for his preliminary hearing Friday, November 25th. So we'll go back here to the top and, kind of look over this again. So this happened at 4 o'clock yesterday evening. And bear in mind that 4 o'clock in November was pretty close to dark. It says in the second paragraph that he was standing on his porch, and I've also heard that. Then I also have heard that he was standing on the porch, started getting shot at, went behind the chimney. I've heard different individuals say that there was bullet marks where the bullets had ricocheted from the chimney. And the third paragraph says Nichols fired 2 shots before he could get into action. And Alley, using a .38 special, fired 3 shots. One of them hitting, traveling towards the heart. The killing was reported by Orrin Womack. Orrin Womack was one of the Womack brothers from here in Old Town. Prominent family, been here for a long time. They had a store and a post office here at Old Town. And then W.S. Wheatley, I don't know a whole lot about him, or the sheriff, or the deputy sheriff. At the inquest, the people that was in the jury of the inquest that was W.S. Wheatley, James Wright, L.M. Bowling was Logan Bowling. He was the son of Harvey Melvin Bowling. They own the farm right below our farm now. Matter of fact, the shooting happened south, the farm south of the Bowling farm, which is 2 farms south of here. So the Bowling farm was between the 2 Flannery farms. So L.M. Bowling was on the jury. Mason McGuire, I do not know a whole lot about him, but was told that Mason's wife, I think her name was Millie, took and was one of the main influencers of getting Allie kicked out of the Primitive Baptist Church. Ruth Jones told me that, and I would think she would say it right. Watt Hartley, he was a farmer here in Old Town. The Hartley farm was a pretty big farm here on Laurel Creek in Old Town. Sam LeMaster, I don't know who that would have been, or Jacob Fisher. Back up to the inquest, it says at the hands of some unknown person. That I find that, I guess they couldn't really say, oh, he done it, because they wasn't there. And of course, I think Allie admitted it, but just the same, I think they couldn't really say, oh, well, Allie done it. But Nichols had 2 pistols, 45 caliber and a 32 caliber, and it sure is something that the 32 was still clutched in his hand. And he laid there. They got there by 8 o'clock, it said. Let me go back here and look at that to make sure. I think they arrived at the Flannery home at 8. I've heard that said, or read it here in one of these. Nichols having his children. I didn't know they all lived that close. Dempsey Williams lived close, and the one at Clay Lick's not that far away here from our farm, no more than 6 miles away. Ed Nichols was in prison in Frankfort at this time. And then, of course, Nichols moved here from Elliott County about 2 years ago, and it makes sense. That all jives out from what we've learned. Leotis was the oldest son. Leotis Flannery was the one that witnessed it. I'd say the other kids went in and hid, or was told to hide. And Flannery did surrender to officers and waived his bond, $2,000 bond. I'm in the process of getting more information. I sent to the Department of Archives and Libraries in Frankfort for hopefully some court records. So I hope and pray that I get that. That would be a very neat thing to look into. So I'll be, as soon as I can get that, if I possibly can get that, I'll share it and go from there. But this is from the Ashland Daily Independent. I wanted to share this with you this morning. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell that tells when the next video will come up. It'll alert you to that. And comment if you have any questions or if you have any information about some of these people we discussed. Yeah, be sure and comment. We would appreciate that so much. Again, thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and keep us. We'll try to keep up to date. We're sorry for the lag. We've been trying to gather information and keep that up to date. So, again, thank you for watching, and God bless.